What's up, everyone? It's AG Reviews, back at it again. Just got back from seeing Sinners, so let's talk about it. So Sinners is Ryan Coogler's new film set in 1930s Mississippi, set around two characters named Smoke and Stack, who are twin brothers played by Michael B. Jordan. They come home after World War I and are looking to open up a juke club style thing in Mississippi, and on the grand opening of their club, chaos ensues. And I'm just going to cut right to the chase. This movie is incredible. It is by far my favorite film of 2025, and it's one that I cannot wait to watch again. There was so much about this film that worked, and this review is not going to have a lot of negative aspects to it whatsoever because I just love this film so much. And the thing that really stands out to me about this film is just its originality and all the different genres that it fuses together. This is a historical drama. This is a film about music. And this is also a film that is a horror film and about vampires. And Ryan Coogler does such a masterful job at blending all of these things together and giving you one of the most unique experiences that you're going to have at a movie theater in quite some time. I mean, everything about this film just really worked for me. Theater experience wise, I went and saw this in Dolby Cinema. There was one that a theater that opened up recently near where I live, and that was such a great experience to see this film in, particularly because of the music and the sound design and the way everything happens. You know, we'll kind of get into that in a little bit, but man, this film, this is a film that is meant to be seen on the big screen. And so if you can go see it in Dolby or IMAX or any of like the premium large format theaters, I would recommend it very wholeheartedly. And yeah, like I said, the originality of this film and the way that it fuses together all these different genres, Ryan Coogler, direction-wise, masterclass that he did here. And then when it comes to that direction, again, I just praised Ryan Coogler, and I'm going to continue to do it. This is his best outing as a director. He really goes for it here. And seeing him as a director without the shackles on, able to do whatever he wants and make the film that he wants to make with no, Marvel Studios interference or anything like that, was such a breath of fresh air. And honestly, if he continues down this path where, he makes movies like this that are original and that there's no studio interference from, he's going to be one of the greatest directors of all time. I mean, that's just what it is. Even the films, even like the Black Panther films, which I know he didn't have 100% creative control over, those are fantastic. And now we're getting something like this with Sinners, and you see his capability and how much of a masterful director he is. This is his like magnum opus. This is the movie that is going to make him a household name on his own, not attached with Marvel, not attached with any of these other big, studios or IPs. This is the one that's going to make his career. And then to piggyback off of that, the pairing of Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan proves yet again to be one of the best pairings in Hollywood today. There's just something about Ryan Coogler and his movies that bring out career best performances from Michael B. Jordan. And this is no different. He has to play two characters in this film. He plays twin brothers. And twin brothers that are different, that are not the same character. They act different. They have different motivations. They have different things that they care about. But Ryan Coogler brings the best out of Michael B. Jordan to where he can play two different characters in this film. And it's seamless. And it's one of the best performances of his career. I mean, I don't know what else I can really say besides that pairing is one of the best things to ever happen to Michael B. Jordan's career, because when they're together, he delivers and they create magic together. And the cast all around give great performances. I think, Michael B. Jordan and then Miles Canton's Sonny are the standouts for sure. The character of Sonny and what his arc is throughout the film is more of like the emotional aspect of it. it's kind of hard to, characterize who the main character is, because there's different moments where it's like, I think this is Michael B. Jordan, the twin brother character's movie, but then it kind of goes back and forth with Sonny. But yeah, just great performances in this film all around. Everybody involved brings it, does a good job, and acts their ass off. And I just got to give credit to Coogler, because I feel like he brings that out of his cast anytime he's directing a movie. And then when it comes to the music, I mean, this is one of the greatest movie soundtracks that you're ever going to hear. The score is incredible. Even the way that this movie uses sound. And again, I saw it in Dolby Cinema, so maybe that, enhanced the experience. But like, the way that the sound is done in the film is immaculate. The soundtrack is immaculate. Sammy's character, I know I called him Sonny, it's Sammy. Sammy's character and his scenes, where he has to, sing and perform, are all fantastic. The soundtrack of this film just stands out. It's definitely one I'm going to add to my playlist and listen to for a while. And it's perfectly infused with the period of the time that we're in, surrounded around the blues and in that time period. And it just works so well. The score, like, that on its own is its own massive strength to the film, is the score. And it's done masterfully. And then the atmosphere and the cinematography is just breathtaking. I mean, this film, it starts off a little, I don't want to say it's slow, but like the first half of the movie is more establishing the world and developing the characters. And it's not like the action and the horror elements don't really kick off until that second half of the film. But you're so enthralled and so ingrained into this world in that first half of the film that I didn't care that nothing was going on. I just liked being in this world, seeing the visuals, bringing us back to this period of time, and then seeing the characters develop. That I just didn't care. The cinematography, this film is shot so beautifully. And again, I saw it in Dolby, so that might be maybe influencing me a little bit more, but it's a beautiful film. And the visuals are another standout part of it and create such a unique experience. And then to the cultural commentary in this film is just done in such an intelligent way. And the commentary and the themes that it brings up in this film of trauma, familial bond, history, the times that we're in. This is in the 30s. It's a different time of the world than what we experience now, and the conversations that it brings from that is just done so well. It's done in such an intelligent way. And again, I have to credit Ryan Coogler for that. I mean, the way he tells these types of stories, I don't think anyone else in Hollywood can do right now. So that's just a credit to him. And, this film, I think, is for everyone. Everyone is going to get, no matter what race, how old you are, anything, you're going to walk into this movie and you're going to feel something while watching this film. And that's just a credit to Coogler yet again. And I know that's basically what this video has been, is just me praising Ryan Coogler, but to me, like, this is damn near a masterpiece, and it's pretty close to it. And that's why I have to keep praising him, because everything from his direction on, this all starts with him. This is his film. This is his vision, and it's all executed magnificently. And then for my last positive, the ending, I won't spoil it, and the way it ends, it almost feels like there are multiple endings, like there are multiple times where the film, it feels like it's wrapping up, and then it doesn't, and it goes and does something else. And then it does that a few times, and, normally I would fault a movie for that, but it would feel like a natural conclusion the first time they did it, and then they continue, and then where it ends again, you're like, oh, that feels like the natural conclusion. And then where they actually end the movie, it's like, wow, I'm so glad we got that extra scene and that extra part of the story because it works so well. So he did something that normally in any other movie or with any other director, I'm not going to like, but in this film, I did, and it worked. And, he went for it. That's really the theme, too, of why I think this movie works so well. Ryan Coogler just went for it. He didn't hold back. He didn't feel restrained. He wanted to make the movie he wanted to make, and he wanted to make bold decisions. And it paid off. And it paid off with one of the best movies of the year, and one of the best movies I've seen in the last couple of years, truthfully. So, yeah. But, yeah, just so that way I don't praise this movie for this entire review. If you could say that it's a negative or a mixed, the movie is a little bit more slower paced in that first half. Like I said, it didn't really bother me because I was just so enthralled by the world that we were in and by the performances and by the character development that we were getting that I just didn't care. But some people might find it to be a little bit slow in that first half. But for me, that really wasn't a problem, right? I didn't really care about it all like that. I just didn't want to make this an entirely positive review. So I thought I'd bring that up that, the pacing in the beginning is a little bit slower, and then it really kicks into gear in that second half, and that's when we get into the horror elements of it. So I guess if, you're a horror fan and you were expecting it to be that from the jump, you're not going to get that. But again, for me, I'm a huge horror fan, and I didn't care because the world we were in was so great, and I was so enthralled in it, and I loved the performances we were getting. I just didn't care. But yeah, guys, overall, I absolutely love this film. Like I said, I struggled to even think of anything negative or mixed because I loved everything about this film, truthfully. And I'm not even a huge vampire guy. Like, I don't hate vampire movies, but they're not the ones that I prefer when it comes to horror. Like, that's not my go-to subgenre in horror. And this might be my favorite vampire movie ever, and that's saying a lot because we've gotten some good ones in the past, but man, I'm very, very high on this movie, and everything about it worked for me, and it was an experience that I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed. On a rating scale, I'm not going to give it a perfect score just because, I just saw it. I don't want to jump the shark and say it's a perfect 5 out of 5. So I'll give it a 4.75 out of 5, but I can't say that with some time and a rewatch that it might not end up being a perfect score for me. So yeah, like I said, Ryan Coogler, very promising career, already one of the best directors in Hollywood right now, and if he continues at this path, I mean, yeah, he's going to be one of the best. So yeah, guys, if you've seen Sinners, go ahead, comment below, let me know what you thought. Subscribe if you haven't. I'm going to continue pumping out reviews like this. And yeah, everyone, have a great night.